Dear Mark, I don't know which hand is writing you today. In Brussels, the cars sound like washed up waves. The sound approaches, engulfs, breaks open behind my ears. They reassure me. I asked you, what comforts you? You sent me a lovely, silly lullaby I want you to sing one day. Do you dare to sing it? Zing, zing, zing. I love the Flemish singing. My English feels like a bare tree with little fruit hanging from it, and God, how much I like to eat, and juicy, and lots. Mark, I don't know which fingers are writing you today. They flutter spring-likely through the days, seem to move from left to right. Come the tomato plants that I planted, the Belgian melons, the elderberry bushes, vliegerbloesemstruiken, the urban weeds, the pissenbetten, that when bloomed, their powdery white fluff tempts me to blow and make a wish now, make a wish now. I wish that... Shh, no one must know. It's spring, and I feel that time climbs on the rope ladder only until I just can't see her anymore. I call, I wave. In what way do you see time, Mark, that beast that growls and gromt and hush and ademt and breathes and cracked under its own weight?
Dear Astrid, certainly I will sing the lullaby to you one day, in a tiny little voice which I will leave for you under a plain-looking stone in a huge forest. I'm quite fond of time, since you ask, except for the effect it has on myself and my possessions, rendering both increasingly obsolete and threadbare. For example, recently I've noticed a very definite squeaking sound has begun to emanate from the heel of my right shoe as I walk. I feel an absolute fool, Astrid, I can't tell you. I tried adjusting the weight I put on it by landing on the ball of that foot, and it makes a small improvement, but it's unsustainable over any distance, and obviously affects my gait, so that I must appear to have a fairly significant limp. I've also discovered the squeak is less pronounced when I'm walking on rougher surfaces like tarmac, rather than smooth paving slabs. But walking on the road is obviously dangerous for a man of my age, less able than I once was to leap like a gazelle from the path of an oncoming bus. The ridiculous sound also disappears entirely on a grassy surface, but relocating to the countryside where grass underfoot is more widely available is impractical for me, and besides, I can't stand the people. Anyway, as I was walking briskly through the city of London today, imagining I looked like a man on an important mission of some sort, perhaps going to make a presentation to the Bank of England on how they might calm recent jitters in the gilts market, I squeaked past an old woman on a bench, who I was sure smirked at me and made a little half-stifled snorting sound. My God, aren't some people awful, even old ladies. The whole situation is made worse because I feel I deserve it, Astrid. I deserve to be mocked like this. In fact, that stupid little squeak might, I fear, be the voice of God, who's not a booming baritone at all, it turns out. Best regards from London. M. P.S. I wonder what it is you wish for.
Dear Mark, wow, lucky you that you met God last week. Of course, God is not a booming baritone. Isn't God a sweet, round, shimmering beast with oil-like scales, a singing mermaid, zeemeermin, a flying overture with nipples and balls and 3 vaginas and speekseldraad and wires of spittle? Yes, Mark, God is a squeaky, screaming, moaning voice that comes and again and again and again, onverzadigbaar and totally out of control of the winds blowing over the earth. That God walked with you like wet chewing gum on your soul should be cherished, whether you deserve it or not. I am little attracted to punishment and reward, to obedience and disapproval in this life anyway. My resistance is of a sensual kind. Plezier, plezier, plezier. I also believe that time can turn like a whirlwind, take hold of and lick that old, snorting, smirking lady's cheeks, transforming her head into a salmon-like disco ball. Am I talking nonsense, Mark? Meanwhile, I drag myself further into that huge forest, looking for that plain-looking stone, because still I can't sleep, still I wish for a song that suits my nervous system, tangled up like the roots of valerian. Give me that snippet of confetti from your shoe, give me squeaks, give me words that soothe, that sing, that rhyme with what my fluttering fingers can't find, can't write.
Dear Asteroid, my son knew a child called Astrid when he was small. Her nickname was Asteroid. She was very blonde and very cross, and who can blame her? 3 vaginas, you say. I'm guessing that's one on each corner. And was it a baker's dozen balls dotting their holy surfaces, and were those balls like so many sugared round donuts? I'd like to think so. I've come into close proximity to God myself on a number of occasions. They smelled like a minicab air freshener if you got downwind of them, or if you got inside and shut the door, your bare legs sticking to the pleather, something fluffy and pale on the stereo. I know how you feel, Astrid. Everybody needs a good squeak now and then.
Dear Mark, never did anyone address me by the name Asteroid. This is the best nickname I have ever received. Did you know that asteroids themselves get names? So you have Haerens, moving dangerously close to Earth, I'm not surprised. You have Anne Frank, in one word, yes, our Jewish-Dutch colleague is flying through our solar system like a piece of stone. Or Itokawa, which resembles a giant creamy potato, a patat, pockmarked as if budding shoots were growing out, floating in space. Who needs poets, Mark, when the cosmos is made up of one and all poetry? Anyway, it doesn't surprise me that God smells like air freshener, poor God, and no one wants to get close to them. Their scent gives a delirious feeling that almost makes a person faint. Even God can't make the right choices every day, and then who catches them? Who takes care of God? How long have you actually been on this planet, dear Mark? How much of you is floating among the galaxies? Do you sometimes long for other universes? Great shimmering webs, gently swaying airflows, vibrating, buzzing in new dimensions. In the distance, a soft, floating, gently humming, plump potato. Leaves. Astrid. P.S. One of my wishes has recently come true. The day before yesterday, I was rocked into a very deep, unnatural sleep via a catheter. A nurse put her hand on my leg. I slept for 2 days and woke up fresh as a baby.
Welcome back. You haven't missed much, to be honest, though. Mr. Nugget came in third at Lingfield on Tuesday. To answer your rather nosy question, Asteroid, I've been on this planet since a serving of seamen of Australian ancestry came across a hard-boiled Liverpudlian egg in New York City in 1959. It was a shocking experience with the egg, and I've been trying to make peace with the trauma all my life. Do you know, I think we might have accumulated enough words to fill our allotted time, Astrid. Especially bearing in mind that I speak interminably slowly as I turn each word around in my fastidious regard, examine it very thoroughly. pick the dirt off it, suck it and see before setting it free, letting it out through the sideways curtains of my lips to do as it may in the world. I will miss our correspondence, Astrid. Perhaps we could continue on an occasional basis in outer space beyond the opprobrious scrutiny of the earthlings. Leaves to you too. It's been a pleasure. M.
Ha ha ha.